Hello knockouts, TonyaTko here. And this is just going to be a quick update video. I wanted to update you all on what is going on, what's been happening with me, and talk a little bit about following your dreams, finding your purpose, and living a purposeful life, etc. All right, so there have been some people who still have questions about whether I'm displaced, not displaced, etc., etc. And I have learned that the journey of displacement is an interesting one. I did the video where I let you guys know that I've been staying out in the wilderness, etc. And so that's pretty much what I... It just sounds so crazy, doesn't it? It just sounds crazy. I decided to go for long-term in terms of getting out of the displacement while staying true to my purpose and going towards my dream, my goals. Part of what extended the displacement is believing that the displacement was temporary and knowing that I'm going in pursuit of my goals, my dreams. That's why it was called the Displacement for the Dream Diaries. Displacement for the Dream Diaries. Actually, that was part of the reason that I ended the series, because I really needed to concentrate full effort on getting out of displacement and going towards my dream, my goals, etc. Writing the book and making sure that the book gets written. It's been a pretty interesting and pretty tough journey. I have found that once you become displaced, it's very difficult to get out of it without a long-term solution and plan. Also, it's a lot. So nonetheless, I am still working on the book, working on creating abundance, and working on fulfilling my goals and my dreams, etc. That's what I wanted to talk with you all about in terms of living your dreams and living in purpose, and what the alternative is to that if you are not willing to do what it is that you need to do to find purpose in your life. What I can say is just keep going, keep pushing, keep searching, follow your curiosity. Things started to really open up and change for me when I started following my curiosity. What was it that I was curious about? What was it that made me wonder? What are the things that I have interest in, etc.? What are the things that I would like to research or find more about? And I have been exploring that. Another thing that changed for me recently was stepping out of the victim mode and stepping out of the praying or begging mode, wanting other people to do this for me or asking for help or promotion or whatever. Just stepping out of that and really stepping into claiming what it is that I know is here for me in the future, demanding what it is that I want and staking and claiming that and rising to that full potential. When we hear these stories about people who gave it all, who put all in and came out on the other side and prospered and flourished, we're like, oh, of course, because you had a great idea, you knew that you would make it or whatever. And I'm here to tell you that in the middle of it, you don't know. When you're in the thick of it, when you're in the middle of it, you don't know. How long will this last? Will I ever get out of this? Will I ever be successful? You ask yourself these questions and you don't know. You don't know if you're going to make it. You don't know if you're going to thrive or strive or just be another person cast aside in the fight of life, trying to figure things out. I mean, you just don't know. You don't know. Look, for me, there is no other alternative. There's no other option. This is where it is that I'm going in life. Ooh, the ground is kind of lots of lots of roots. Gotta just watch myself. But yeah, it's like you don't know. You don't know if you're going to make it. You don't know if you'll be successful. You don't know if it'll all be worth it at the end. You can only prepare yourself, educate. Oh Lord, something in the bushes. I hope it's a bird. I just saw it darting across. It's like you don't know. So it's like what you can do is you can ready yourself. You can prepare yourself. You can educate yourself. You can put the foundation in place. You can get a clear vision of what it is that you want. I'm actually going to be working on that today. Oh Lord. I'm going to be working on that today. I'm going to sit down and figure out what it is that I want my life to look like. It's like, okay, it's cool if you want to go towards a certain something. What is it that you're going towards? What does that look like? What does life look like for you if what you're going towards comes true? And I think that that's really important. Where do you want to live? Do you want to live in a city, in the country? Do you want to live in a house, an apartment, a flat, a loft, a condo? Do you want to live by the beach? Do you want to live up on a mountain? Do you want to live in renewable, in a what do you call that? A container, renewable. Do you want to live on an island? Do you want to live in a bungalow? Do you want to travel and have no place to live? Or do you want to live in a boat? Or whatever the case may be. Another thing that changed things for me, I'll say, is I changed my perspective about being displaced. It's like, I was in the, staying out in the woods, off the grid or whatever. And so what's the difference between being displaced out of choice or being displaced because that's where the chips fell? It's all a matter of perspective. It's a matter of whether you feel you're on your way up, on your way down, or just rotating around stagnantly. So I decided to change my perspective about it. I decided to, if I'm going to be off the grid, I could be off the grid anywhere. I didn't have to stay in the city. I didn't have to stay in my car. I could go into a tent. I could go into a cabin. I could have done a lot of different things. That's what I've been working through now as I'm writing the book, just getting the book together. And the book is amazing. It's powerful. And it has, even reading back through, the book is called How to Love Yourself Even When There Seems No Reason to. And that's the working title. It's a book for when your life falls apart, how to put the pieces back together. And it's the journey that I went through during my near year of displacement. That's what I've been working on. So what is it that you want your life to look like? How do you want it to look? What is it that you want? What do you want to do? What drives you from the inside? Finding your passion, your purpose. Because, I'm telling you that being in the situation that I'm in now feels a lot better, knowing that I am in alignment with my purpose, knowing that I'm working towards my goal and my dream. If I was just like this and not working on anything, it would be very difficult. But knowing that I'm going towards what it is that I believe in, knowing that I'm going towards myself. There's a woman that I'm going to be, or there's a woman that I am in the future. And that's part of the reason that you have to kind of envision how you want things to look, so that you can bridge the gap. How do I get from who it is that I am now to the woman that I am in the future? How do I bridge that gap? What did that woman, it's like, okay, so if the woman that I am in the future, it has a PhD and lives in a high rise and is in shape and has long natural hair or has beautiful clear brown skin or whatever the case may be, has a husband, a child, or all this and the other, what is it that I need to do to become those things? If the woman of me in the future has a PhD, then that means that I need to get on that now, doesn't it? And so if the woman of the future is in shape, then that means that I need to do what it is that I need to do to get the body right and tight. You know what I'm saying? So what is it that you want your life to look like? Also, it'll also help you think about what it is that you don't want in your life. Because if you know that you want to live by the beach, then you can start exercising your efforts towards living near the beach. And if someone offers you something in the country, maybe that's not the right one for you, or whatever. I don't know. But then also, we never really know where our paths may lead us. But we have to listen to ourselves on the inside, listen to that inner calling, listen to that voice inside, how it feels, what feels like truth for you, what are you gravitating towards. And I will say this, that being displaced has, like I talked about in the last video, has been like a treasure hunt for me. I've discovered so many things about myself as a human being, as a woman, as a business person, as the person who I'm going to be in the future. I've learned about people, I've learned about life, I've learned about a lot of different things during this displacement, and it's been a blessing for me, and I think that it was something that needed to happen. It's like when you ask your higher self, when you put it out there. I think I need to keep moving. There's some animals down there. Let me keep moving. So, the ground is so soggy and wet. Yuck. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so it's like, how do you bridge the gap? How do you get from here to there. And oh, so I was saying, ugh, I don't know if you could hear that squishing, so gross. But yeah, so it's like, all right, if there, I hope it doesn't start. I'm way up north right now. As you can see, it's kind of chilly, it's rainy. But yeah, so but yeah, like I was saying, was I talking about, I lost my train of thought. Was I talking about bridging the gap or becoming that person? No, there was something else that I wanted to say. Gosh. Okay, so I rewound it to hear what it is the point that I wanted to make to finish up the video. When you ask your higher self for something, when you put it out there into the universe, be prepared for what it is that's going to come into your life to bring that to fruition. Maybe you are not the person who has created that or has manifested that yet. Maybe there are a few things that you need to do, learn, or be before that comes into your life. You know, it's like you ask for strength. Don't be surprised when something comes into your life to test your strength. Remember last year, the ground is so wet, I think my foot just sank. Remember last year, I had a difficult time getting the book out. And then I became displaced, and the ways of nature and the world and life had attempted to tilt me away from self-love. And so it was, I hear it beginning to rain, and I probably have to go now. Yeah. And so I had begun to get tilted away from self-love, and it was the journey during the displacement that actually birthed the book. I didn't even have to do anything. I just had to open up the computer, put my fingers to keyboard, and the words just started coming out. It was like the actual steps and techniques that I had done long ago when my mother had passed away and my self-esteem was really tattered, growing up as a person from the Bronx and going into college, and then my mother dying and having to go through that journey. The things that I did to reaffirm my self-love back then all came back into action, plus some new things that I had to implement this time around. So that's what is inside of this book. And someone asked me the other day, they asked if you could learn from Richard Branson when he was going through the stages of creating Virgin and the Virgin mega brand, or learn from him after, would you rather follow his journey and learn the things as he's learning them, or after he's already done it? I think after he's already done it, there may be some things that he had maybe forgotten or not in the top portion of his mind. But with me, this is what I have been going through in real time, in real application, real things that I did for myself, not far removed, but in the moment. And so now it is raining, and I need to, hold on, I gotta, let me get my, it's okay, it's just a little bit of water. So like I was saying, so this is my journey, real time, as I'm going through it myself, the applications of what it is that I've done and have been doing, real time, real life. What worked for me and what it is that my secrets that I'm sharing with you. So that's that. Listen, let me get out of here. I love you all very, very much. Now, hold on, let me hug you. Yes, keep me warm, keep me warm. Yes, another one. Okay. Now go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? Love yourself. That's right, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is realizing that your life means something. Your life means something. Find your purpose. Ah! Oh my goodness, you startled me. Okay. So that means it's time for me to go. Listen. Find your purpose. Find what means something to you. Know that your life is worth it, that your life has purpose, that your life has meaning. Dedicate the time that you need to finding out what that purpose and that meaning is. Okay? And one last hug. My heart is racing still. Hug me. All right. I love you all. Peace.